Hart here with your Sunday Ask Susan live. The place to be every Sunday with all your questions. What's happening? What's popping for you? I'm playing with you from Vermont. I'm in my bedroom because we got a full house downstairs. And how did I get so lucky? Kind of nice. We've gone playing and dancing and singing and hiking, and it's been an amazing weekend. So hope you're also having an amazing weekend. Hey, Kathy, welcome. Come on in. Hey, Dawn. I've been watching you, girlfriend. Dawn, you're moving and shaking stuff. I love it. Just going to wait a few seconds for the algorithms to kick in to let people know we are live. And love the topic today. The question is, what are you shopping for? One of the things that I've become aware of in the last week is that I had some push me pull yous. You know, we've talked about that. Your point of view creates your reality. What is it you're looking at? What is it that you're asking for? And when the clarity doesn't come, do you go into shopaholic mode? Oh, I'm going to shop for a better way to do this. I'm going to shop for somebody who can show me how to do this. I'm going to shop for what I've decided I don't know. I'm going to shop for, do you get the energy there? Yeah. So that's why we're playing with what are you shopping for, right? And where are you in your creations? You know, are you willing to just take a deep breath and expand out and take an aerial look at what you are creating and be there with gratitude? Yeah. Dawn says, let me just see this. I'm shopping for letting go of the FOMO, fear of missing out. Yes. In a lot of the groups that I participate in. Absolutely. I totally get that, Dawn. That's what was tugging at me. I just came from an amazing conference with other businesswomen. I've joined some new e-business women networks, and where we get our eyes on each other's business, and it's in the area where I'm living in Burlington in Vermont, sometimes Montreal, sometimes else. Hi, Martine. And then there's a speaking thing going on next weekend, and la on the West Coast. And if I miss out on that, so, see, crazy mind. What if you start to acknowledge what you are creating and where you are creating from? And start to acknowledge how different you are, right? Would an infinite being be missing out on anything? You know, I loved it when this friend of mine said, well, what are you shopping for? You know, and there's nothing, shopping is great, right? It's when we believe the desperation of, if I don't buy this, if I don't go to that, if I don't buy this, if I don't sleep with this person, if I don't, whatever that is for you, if I don't follow up, you know, then all of a sudden you're caught up in that treadmill of woulda, shoulda, coulda, which doesn't actually get you anywhere. So what if FOMO wasn't actually real, right? How many people are watching you, Dawn? How many people are looking at you? How many people are wishing they were where you are? Like who and what are you picking up? What energies are you picking up that you are buying as true and real that actually have nothing to do with you? Yeah. I love that. Let me know how this rings for people. Let's see some thumbs and hearts, and we're diving deep right in the beginning. Yeah. What are you shopping for? Are you shopping for validation? Are you shopping for professional development, right? That's a big one. Dawn says, exactly. Yeah, cool. You know, we are Uber creators. You wouldn't be on Ask Susan if you weren't an Uber creator. So it's the willingness to actually ask yourself, if I live to be 900 years, would this be tugging at me like this? You know, have you decided there's a finiteness in your life, in your living, in what you're creating? You know, I got a thumbs up on that one. Yeah. A question, and another question somebody asked me, well, if you live to be 700 years old, Susan, would you be choosing this now? It's like, no. And where did I buy into the scarcity? So anywhere you're buying into the scarcity of it won't be there again. If I don't choose this now, that person won't be teaching that now. Or, yeah, got a thumbs up on that. Yeah. Because the thing is, are you willing to dive into what and how you are creating right now? Like, is your plate full? Right? What can you take off your plate that would give you more ease, more joy? What can you develop with how you are developing and who you are developing with? And what could that be like, right? Are you willing to acknowledge that you truly know? Because when we're shopping, we're not actually in our awareness, right? Like I know there's a modality that talks about, find somebody else's life and go shopping in their life and see what works for you, and you can duplicate that. And where are you in all of that? If you're out there duplicating what you think would work for you, where are you in all of that? Hey, Rebecca, welcome, welcome. Yeah. So it's a question to ask yourself. For me, when my friend said to me, what are you shopping for? And it was not an either or. That was the huge awareness for me, was like, oh my God, none of this is actually true for what I'd like to create with right now. Right? We have a capacity to pick up other people's tugs. And then we think, oh, I have to have this. I have to buy this. Hi, Yolanta. Welcome, welcome. I have to be that, right? Well, who are you shopping for is also a great question, right? And again, I'm a big believer in take an aerial look at your life and your living and how you're creating and what you're creating. What is it that you can add to what you are creating? Yeah. Hey, Becky. Becky, who am I shopping for, right? How many of us were brought up to gain approval by mimicking, by duplicating other people's realities so we can get a good pat on the head. Good job. I mean, look at what school was all about, right? You get the report card that said you did good. So you did good in copying what was on the board. You did good in mimicking what you were supposed to do, right? How many of you were actually, I don't know if there's a word, unvalidated for who you be, what you be, and what you truly knew. And so you stopped being you and you started shopping to fit in to other people's realities. Woo! Alrighty then, everything that brings up for everybody. Just take an aerial view of your life. Gratitude, 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 acknowledgement. Wow. Yeah. What would you like to play with today? Dawn, am I going shopping at the right stores? Yeah. What do I really have to buy? Absolutely. Yes, we're told, oh, just a little bit of this more and you'll be there. Well, what does there mean to you? Right? Life changes, you change, life shifts, you shifts. What I chose and desired and what turned me on and turned my body on 10 years ago in terms of my business, it has totally shifted. It's not less, it's not more, it's shifted into what and how the aerial view that I'm taking of my life now and the next 10 years. And I welcome that awareness. Becky, choosing me and not replicating anyone or anything. Yay! Hi, Shavia. Dawn says the fit-in thing was huge for me. Absolutely. And I mean, just think about it. You're taught at a very young age to fit in. If you could only fit in. I went to a boarding school. I went to like 3 schools in 4 years in high school. No surprise, right? And at one of the boarding schools, the headmaster said to my brother who came to visit, if I could train your sister like I trained my dog, I'd be really happy. So how many of you were given that information of what other people thought of you, that judgment that you were too much, you had to be trained, you were too much, you were too aware? How many of you were told, you're too aware, you shouldn't be knowing that? Sorry. Hashtag not my problem. I'm not shopping in your reality. Sorry. I can be aware of what else is out there. I can be joyous and thankful. I can be grateful. I am grateful. I am joyous. I am thankful. I'm looking at what can be created if I go out west to this speaking conference. And I'm also looking at what I have now on my plate that I like to actually digest and play with and seed and nurture and grow. And what information is there that I can actually receive in a totally different way with more ease, more joy, and just more. Yeah. Yep. Shop for change. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Dawn, I was told to turn it down a little. Yeah, for sure, Dawn. You are a brilliant, astrophysicist, astronaut. Not even sure you're so astro what you do, but totally, a brilliant woman like you. Tone it down, baby. Yep. Hey, Sandy. Welcome. Good morning. That was being too much for people. Yeah. And that's why it's kind of like, hashtag if you can't take a joke, right? Yeah, so everywhere, hey, Patricia, everywhere you've turned yourself down. You thought, oh, okay, if this isn't how you want me to be, let me shop for what would fit for your reality. How many people do that in relationships? And they stay in a relationship that actually isn't working for them because they're trying to fit into someone else's reality so the relationship will last. Yay. Hey, Patricia. Becky, let's turn it up. Yeah. If it's too much for them, they'll leave. Absolutely. Yes. The more you choose to be more of you, the more you'll be that vibration. And it's just like shaking it off, you know, just shaking off the hangers on. Yeah. Would you be willing to be that much and more and more and more? Hey, Matt. Welcome, welcome. So, thank you, everybody. Let me see some hearts and thumbs up if this is ringing for you, if this is singing for you. It's just a huge, huge question that is just put out there so lightly of what is it you're shopping for, right? Yeah, thanks, Matt. It's like, here's your cart. What are you trying to put in your cart? Are you trying to fill up your cart? How many of you are so bored that you're filling up your cart with things you're shopping for? Hey, yeah, Kathy says love. Yep. Right? And then you go to check out at the cash, and you realize all you've done is you can't even vibrate to what it is that you bought. It turned you on for 10 seconds. It was somebody else's reality. Yeah. So what is it that you're shopping for? Hi, Anne-Marie. Everybody's popping on. I love it. Yes. If you're seeing this later, hit hashtag replay and tell me what you're thinking. I love when we continue this conversation as we go along. I check in every day. Hey, Matt, filling up my cart reads. Yeah, so what's the next step? The next step is to ask, what is it that I'm shopping for? And just be really present. Like, how many people shove food in their mouth to numb what they're really asking for, right? How many people do that with buying? How many people do that with books? Right? It's like, oh, I need this book. I need this book. I need this book. Everywhere you hear yourself saying, I need this, ask yourself, okay, so what is it that I'm really shopping for? Irina says, thank you. Are you looking for you? Looking for me in all the wrong places, right? Are you shopping for you? Right? When you're already there. Wow. That's hit home with a lot of our viewers today. Yeah. So everywhere you're shopping for something to satisfy your point of view about you. Would you be willing to give it up? Irina goes, ha, 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 ha. Matt, I laughed out loud when you said, what if I'm really shopping for? Yay, absolutely. So did a lot of people, Matt. Kathy, let's see. Hold on a second. I just heard this in a whole new way. Yay, Kathy. If I'm too much, then they'll leave. Well, I'm aware of now is that if they leave, that's a good thing. Yes. Make room for the big bodacious play pal is I really want to be with. Absolutely. That's it. That's, you can't lose anything. There's no such thing as losing something. You don't lose people. You don't lose friendships. You don't lose money. You don't lose jobs. The question is, are you actually willing to receive what the universe is out there gifting you? Yeah. I wonder what that could create for you, for the planet, for everyone else on the planet. Are you willing to follow the whispers of awareness and see where they lead? Or are you ignoring those whispers because you're so set on shopping for what you've decided will give you the best Facebook ad, the best way to speak, the best, right? You see how all of a sudden it's funny and your body is a little bit contractive? Yeah, let it go. Take an aerial look of what you're creating and how you're creating, and let's see what else is possible. Irina, so refreshing. I'm not going to be quiet anymore. Loud and proud, baby. Patricia, who's stopping who? Right? I love that. Yeah. It's just that, I love, if you had 10 seconds to live the rest of your life, what would you choose? Right? If you had 1 year and somebody said, okay, after a year, baby, you gone. Would you be choosing what you're choosing? What are you shopping for? Are you shopping for leverage? Are you shopping for longevity? Are you shopping for someone to tell you finally what you should be doing? Or are you willing to shop for more of you, with you, in you, and just look at what you're creating? What if you go shopping in your own cart that you created out of everything you're being and doing? What's your priority today? Right? So what's my priority today? What are you shopping for? How many of us were rewarded to shop in someone else's reality? I wonder what that could create. Alrighty. Questions. This is not a monologue or a dialogue, it's a conversation. And I love the questions that have been coming in. And again, if you just popped in, replay, hashtag replay. Let me see what's popping for you. Come on in with your questions. I got a beautiful letter. A lot of people just hit replay on my newsletter and they send me beautiful comments on the newsletter. If you're not on the newsletter, go to SusanLazarHart.com and get on it. It's extra conversations and tips and tools that I don't share with anybody else, and it's just in that newsletter. And the response was, this person is caught up in what other people say, right? So my question would be, are you shopping for approval, right? If you have a point of view, if you care what other people say, what is it you're shopping for, right? And it's not about caring or not caring. It's about being present. Does what they say work for me? Does it add to my life and living? Is it creating my future? Like whenever I'm caught up in something, I'll stop and say, So let's say I've gone down the rabbit hole of Facebook and I'm answering other people's Facebooks and I'm following stuff, and I stop myself and I say, okay, is this actually creating your future? Right? What is it that one step I could take right now that would add to my life, my living, my future? Because that's what I'm shopping for. Whispers of awareness, Becky says, thinking is, what does it say? Thinking, everybody's coming in now. Thinking prefer that over the 2x4 of awareness. Okay, yes, yeah. Everywhere we're asking you to be hit upside the head by a 2x4 of awareness instead of just acknowledging every time you're like, oh, wow, I followed my awareness here. Oh, wow, I'll follow my awareness here. Approval is a big thing for me, says Rebecca. Irene, so glad you're sharing. So glad you're sharing. What about being in a relationship and creating and generating your own reality? Absolutely. Joining in, Marianne says, yay. Hey, Betsy. Absolutely. The other day I went to this wonderful meeting of eWomen Network in Burlington, meeting new people, connecting with new people. That's one of the things that I've been asking for, is clarity and connection within where I'm living. Right? Not having to fly all over the world. Not that there's anything wrong with that. For me right now, my body's really enjoying my feet on the grass, working in the garden, swimming in the pond, just being present. How much does that add to my life and living? Huge amounts. So I've been asking, so who is out there that I can connect with? And so I've met up with these wonderful women. One of them mentioned a book. I thought, okay, cool. I will support, no question there, I will support the local bookstores. So I Google local bookstores on my phone, and there I am, and I keep skipping each one. What's right about this I'm not getting? I end up at the big Barnes & Noble. Never mind, here I am. I go up to the second floor where these books are on wealth and health, and I end up talking with one woman who's on the floor, and we can't find the name of the book. And she's actually, as we're talking, she's talking, I'm talking about genres of books. I'm telling her, wow, as a life coach, this is what I do, and this is the kind of books that I'm interested in. She asked me to show me what books that you read. So I gave her a tour of the Barnes & Noble, and we went to some Buddhist stuff, and we went to some of this stuff, and we went to some of that stuff, and some of the authors that I recommended she hadn't read. And as I'm doing that, I pull a book out, and I show her, this is how I know what adds to my life and living, and my body moved right forward to the book. And she looked at me, and I showed her how to body test. Right? And so with that, I picked another book out. My body said no, because your body adds to your life and living. Your body knows. And I'm introducing to her the idea of being the whole being and body connecting together. At that point, she says to me, I'm usually not on the floor. I'm in community. And here's my card. Everybody else is in a sales meeting. So this is the very first time I've been on the floor. Here's my card. This is serendipity that we're meeting. When you write your book, contact me and we'll introduce it to the community. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Acknowledging that I'm actually following the whispers of the universe that are saying, no, go here. This is what you need to do today. You're asking for clarity. This is what we're going to go. And as soon as I got that information, the shopping for speaking and this and that, all of a sudden it dissipated because I got the information of what the universe was requesting of me. Get the book done and get it done now. Right? So that's listening to the whispers. Hey, Maureen. Dawn. Asking... I got lots of hearts and thumbs up on that one. Yay! Asking if what these various coaches and experts are telling me is actually going to create the future I would like to live in. Brilliant question. Everything is business. Be aware. What is it you're asking for now, Dawn? Be very present. Take an aerial look. of everything that you're creating. Get a sense of you as the center of your life and your living. Hey, Ariella, get a sense of that center. Does what you're creating with vibrate to who and what you say you're doing and being? That's actually how I work with my clients. That's probably the first conversation we have, is where we get a sense of who and what they are, truly, truly, and then we open up to a bigger circle and everything that they're asking to create, and which one of those actually vibrates to who and what they be. Because it's going to shift and change. The demand will shift and change. Who you be never shifts and change. Circumstances around you could shift and change. The question is, does this actually add to my life and living and where I see myself 5 years from now? So that's a question that I would ask Dawn. Let me know if this is popping for people. Cool. Yay. Okay. I'm just checking all the questions here. See, I think that we've covered them all. Yes, approval is big for me. Rebecca says, well, that's a who does it belong to, right? Dawn says, yes, I love that. Thank you, Dawn. Mwah. Who does it belong to? How many of us were taught that we're only valid if we vibrate to somebody else's validation of who and what we be? How many of us were taught to reach for someone else's gold star, someone else's point of view about us to be okay, right? Just that alone. Does that even work for you? Is that who you are now, right? The who you were that actually realized what was required in order to survive. Would you be willing to acknowledge that young child in you? Gratitude for everything that they were, be, do, did, and created. Give them a big hug and say, thank you so much, right? We're okay. And we're going to thrive right now. Thank you for everything you've done for me. And let her go. Let him go. Right? I wonder what that could create. What if you being you is what the world is asking for? Is what your job is asking for? Is what your relationship is asking for? Is what your bank account is asking for? Remember, money follows joy. Relationships follow joy. Love follows joy. Right? Yeah. Matt, I have a question, yay, about vibrating. What do you do when you notice you're not the vibration you just matched? Ask, does this work for me? Because I love that, Matt. Thank you so much. You know what? That's really brilliant because we've been taught to match other people's vibrations, right? We've been taught to match other people's sense of who they are and what they require of you. Like, when you meet somebody and they're so different and you're so different, and then you see people start to morph into what it is they've decided the other person demands of them. But that's not who you met. That's not what attracted you to them, right? So it's the willingness to ask yourself, what am I shopping for here? Am I shopping to make somebody else happy? How's that working for you? How's it working for your body? How's it working for your sex life? Not so much. Ariella, love this use of vibration. This is the language of the universe. Absolutely. And we know it when we hit up against the wall. Stop and ask yourself, wow, so is there anything I was shopping for here? Because with shopping comes an expectation, right? It's like, I'm going to go to the store because I know I'm going to find it. So I'm going to take this course. I'm going to be with this person. I'm going to create this business because this is what that's going to create. What are you shopping for? And ask yourself, what would create this with the greatest amount of ease and possibilities? I wonder what that could look like. Yay. Thank you so much. I love the questions that have been pouring in. Thank you. Mwah. Matt, the willingness factor. Yeah, I'm having more of that. Absolutely. It's actually the willing. It's if you're not willing, it don't happen, right? It's the willingness to receive, right? What am I willing to create here? Like, be honest with yourself. Some of you wake up with your to-do list. Ask yourself, okay, what is it that I'm actually willing to create here? What am I willing to eat? What am I willing to do? How am I willing to move my body? Right? We went on this huge hike yesterday, and coming down the mountain, I was like, my knees were like, ouch, ouch, ouch. Well, I think I can. There was no taxi that was going to take me down the mountain, right? So it's like, all right, I was actually willing to be present with my body and ask, how can I move to make this more ease-filled and joyous for you body? And knowing that I had a yummy magnesium salts bath waiting for me when I got home. Yep. Who would I be willing to be and not be, says Dawn. Absolutely. Marianne says, thank you, with lots of hearts. Matt says, the willingness factor. Yep. Who am I willing to be and to not be? And instead of, there was a conversation at breakfast, and I kind of left the table with the idea of, where is it that it's decided we have to fix things, right? Like, what else is truly possible here? What could create this as greater, right? Who am I willing to be? I am willing to be all of me. Are you? Good, bad, right, wrong, fun, stupid, bright, whatever. I don't have a point of view. Other people's points of views about me are their points of views. It's not mine, right? I'm willing to be everything with no point of view. Because I keep shifting and changing, don't you? Right? Everything around me shifts and changes. Why would I want to stay the same? Right? What are you shopping for? And how's that working for you? And again, it's a great question to ask with no point of view. It's like, oh, I didn't realize that's what I was shopping for. Okay, cool. Is now the time? No. All right. Now what else is possible? Mwah. Any other questions popping for anybody? Again, it's one of those questions, a couple of weeks ago I gave you one about, is there a judgment I'm holding in place here? Right? And then another couple of weeks I asked you about, is there a decision that I've made here? Right? Well, what am I shopping for is another one of those. Matt, so when you're not resisting, I can be anything and get the vibe. Absolutely, because you are the vibe. Right? We are the vibration. It's about being, are you willing to be present with the vibration of you? Yeah. Like, do you ever notice when you walk into a room, the room changes? Yeah. That's who you be. That's not happenstance. That's not you putting anything on. That's who you be. That's the vibration of you. So everywhere you're shopping for the not you that you've decided you have to be in order to be you, would you be willing to give that up? Yeah. I adore you all. Keep these questions coming in. I love them. I come and check back every day. And if you're looking for something bigger, if you're looking for something more, let me know. Everybody who they just hit hashtag replay, or they actually reply on the newsletter. And I always answer those as well. I've got your back. You guys are amazing. I love you all. Live boldly, love greatly, and be that fearless leader that you came here to be, because the world needs more of you and not less. See you next Sunday on Ask Susan Live. How's it getting better? Bye-bye.